There is a room in your mind you never enter. The door is always closed, not locked, just closed. You walk past it every day, pretending it does not exist, but you know it is there. You feel its presence like a weight in your chest. The truth lives in that room. Not the easy truth you tell yourself in the mirror, not the comfortable truth you share with others. The other truth, the one that makes your stomach tight when it tries to surface. The one you push down with busyness, with noise, with perfectly reasonable explanations for why everything is fine. You became expert at looking away. When thoughts drift toward that door, you find something urgent to do. Clean the kitchen, check your phone, start another project, call someone. Anything but stillness, anything but silence. Because in silence, truth becomes louder. The signs were always there. The job that drains your light but pays the bills, you tell yourself you are grateful. You ignore the heaviness in your bones each Sunday night. The relationship where you give more than you receive, you call it love, you call it patience. You do not call it what it really is. The dream you abandoned for something practical, you say you outgrew it. You do not say you were afraid to try. Truth has a way of leaking through the cracks. It shows up in your body. The headaches that come from nowhere. The sleep that never feels enough. The tension that lives in your shoulders like a permanent guest. Your body knows what your mind refuses to acknowledge. Sometimes truth arrives through other people's stories. Someone shares their experience and something inside you recognizes itself. Your heart beats faster. Your hands feel cold. You change the subject quickly. Later, alone, their words echo in the quiet spaces of your mind. The mirror becomes harder to face, not because of how you look, but because of what you see behind your eyes. The questions living there, the knowing that sits just beneath the surface. Some mornings you catch yourself looking too long, almost ready to acknowledge what stares back. Then you turn away. Not today. But truth is patient. It does not disappear because you ignore it. It waits. It sends messages through dreams you cannot quite remember, through tears that come for no reason, through the exhaustion that rest cannot cure, through the feeling of living someone else's life. One ordinary evening, something shifts. Maybe you are too tired to keep running. Maybe the weight becomes too heavy. Maybe truth simply decides it has waited long enough. The door in your mind opens slightly, just a crack. Light spills out, not harsh light, soft light. The kind that shows things as they really are. You sit with it, just for a moment. The truth you have been avoiding. It is simpler than you imagined, quieter. It does not arrive with judgment. It arrives like an old friend who knew you would eventually be ready to listen. The job needs to change, not tomorrow, not dramatically, but it needs to change. The relationship needs honesty, not cruelty, just honesty about what is and what is not. The dream deserves another chance, not the same dream exactly, but its essence, its heartbeat. Accepting truth feels like exhaling after holding your breath for years. Your body softens, your mind clears. The room that seemed so frightening becomes just a room, with windows, with air, with space to breathe. Truth does not fix everything immediately. It is not magic. It is a beginning, a real beginning, something solid, something that can hold weight, something that can grow. You learn that avoiding truth takes more energy than facing it. The elaborate stories, the constant vigilance, the effort of pretending, all that energy returns to you when you stop running. You use it to build something real, step by step. Other truths begin to surface. Smaller ones, easier ones. Preferences you denied, boundaries you needed, parts of yourself you hid to fit into spaces too small for your real shape. Each truth acknowledged makes the next one less frightening. The room in your mind becomes a place you visit regularly, not to dwell, just to check in, to listen, to adjust your course when you drift too far from yourself. Truth becomes less like an enemy and more like a compass. It points toward who you really are beneath all the trying. People notice something different about you, not immediately, gradually. You seem lighter, they say, more present, more yourself. You smile differently, from somewhere deeper. You speak differently, with less explanation, less need to convince anyone, including yourself. The truth you avoided was never trying to hurt you. It was trying to free you from the weight of pretense, from the exhaustion of performance, from the loneliness of being unknown, especially to yourself. Now you understand. The scariest truth is gentler than the kindest lie, because truth, even when it stings, leads you home. And home is where you were trying to get all along. You just took the long way around. If this story touched something in you, let it stay with you for a moment. And if you feel like supporting more stories like this, you can like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps more than you can imagine.